Yeah, I will try to explain English to practice for me.
Right, good.
Right?
We're
Yeah.
both getting something out of it.
Yeah? Gotcha. Well, first, this is about ads model. It's a model that I developed first. Who I am? I am Zach Garcia Serra. I am considered my future is Drupal architect. And I am working for Indava, also for phase 2.
You're not We Know.
No.
Ah, you're in Dava. That's
Yeah.
why I know Indava. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, it's an introduction, definition of escenario, the main features, installation and configuration, how it works inside the model, and the current status, and alternatives for ad system model. Introduction. Well, first, this talk is about my experience developing a model and how this model I think increased my skills for Drupal 8. This model was developed the 1 year ago, approximately. First was for a newspaper or magazine site, and this mode have an impact on economic because its ads represent money for the client, and the objective is manage scripts from Google or another kind of ads, like simple images or other fields that you need to put in some ad. Basically, it's ad space. Should we change the size and the content per dispositive or device. In this moment, 1 year ago, I couldn't find another solution for this. And this is the main reason why I developed this.
So there's no, for Drupal 8.
For Drupal 8.
There wasn't any ad.
No.
There was one called ad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but for Drupal 8, no.
Okay.
The scenario first, we need a page or section. We can allow for example, a taxonomy for main sections. Another thing important is the region or the position for that. Differences kinds of sizes for ads. Different devices or breakpoints. I think this is for me is a goal because change per device and the content of the ad. Right. Example homepage for the page, homepage, sections, tags, articles, author, contact. Regions, header, at top, at bottom, article, sidebar, different sizes like large mobile banner, 320, how can pronounce por? How can pronounce 320%, 300? No.
Point at it. Which one?
Yeah, it's, for example,
300 by 250.
oh yeah,
Okay.
right, is the word, thanks.
Gotcha.
This is the example from different sizes. different devices, mobile, tablet, desktop, specific resolution. For example, a script of Google for the content, a script for a specific section, text, custom text for something, custom image for something, or you can do whatever in this case for the content. This is the old scenario for this. The example, the client have the requirement. I need to show an ad that have an image in the top of the homepage with 780 by 90 pixels, only for tablet or some. In the same place, I need to Google Ad with 320 by 100 pixel, but only for mobile devices. And this whole concept with this example, it's basically the content, the position, the page, the size, and the device. In this case, in the same device, in the same page, in the same position, we have a variant. And we need, in this variant, we need to change the content per breakpoints in this case. With that block, basically, it's a block. It's only a block in one position, in one section or one page that can change in different breakpoints. Basically, with this base, context, sizes, and different contents, we made a plan. And this is a plan for a site, the different ads for different devices, for different breakpoints, and in different sections. And Swiss version, as a lot of content for the sites. This is my first table about my plan, and this is this table gives me the idea for make the model. Now, here born at system model. Yeah. Well, main features. General settings. In this model, you can configure general settings. Have a form for this, different sizes, different breakpoints, and the the script if you need for Google Ads, for example. We can manage different ad types. Basically, it's a bundle. It's an entity and with different bundles. The content is managed across the ad entity. You can add, you can have a base of fields, name, size, breakpoint, minimum breakpoint, and maximum breakpoint. You can add more fields. You can manage view modes, view forms. You can integrate with views. You can use entity reference fields, for example, for theming theme suggestions. After that, I have ad blocks for show these ads across the site. I'm putting some region with some options of visibility. Also for blocks, time suggestion again. Installation and configuration, well, it's a mode as another mode. The only requirement right now is have admin toolbar mode. In a structure, we can find add types options. In this case, add types with different here general settings and the different add types defined. By default, the mode have these different types as an example. In general settings, we can configure the different sizes with a name, different breakpoints to use a minimum breakpoint and maximum breakpoint, and we can put the add script in this case. And you can configure at Google Ads, you need to configure your html.html.twig and put this line for the script works perfectly. I am finding a solution for avoid this way, but right now it works fine. And in the option, the add types, we can create more add types, and we can see a page for manage these add types. We can go in content. At least we can create the content for the ads based on the add types in this case. And all ads for a specific add type appears in a specific block. Basically, one add type is one block. This is the form for add content: the name, the size, the breakpoint min, the breakpoint max. The content in this case is only a WYSIWYG. In this case, I put only an image.
Can you get a script into
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
As long as it's that, okay, that allows full HTML,
Yeah.
not stripping JavaScript.
Yeah.
Cool.
As this is an entity, we can put another fields as we require. The last thing is add the block in some place and configure the visibility. With this option, we can cover the first part of the talk, the scenario, and we can manage the different ads in different positions and different pages. The result is, for example, in this case, this resolution is 1025 weight. In this case, there appears this ad, but in the same position, with the same block, in another resolution, we can see another variant of the ad in this case.
And where did you edit that other variant? The same?
No, it's another ad entity.
It's another ad.
Yeah, I will go with the demo and we can see this. Demo.
So those were two different blocks?
Yeah. No, it's only one block.
One block?
It's one block with different content. Yeah, I will show. I hope this demo works fine. The demo is always, sorry. Well, the model, as I commented, is only, you need to put in your modules folder. That's it. You can find this module here. Only you need to enable and all works. As a requirement, you need to admin toolbars module. After that, we can find in content at list. In this case, is the list of all ad content that we have. And ad types we have. Oh, not yet. I will change to view. It's more, yeah. And in that type, the first thing is config general settings. Main is configure the size. In this case, is the name, the weight, the height. In this case, and the breakpoint is only a name and some resolution. Is better? Okay. For define only, you need a pipe for different for the different definition. In this part, you need to put if you have, for example, Google Ads, you need to put the head script in this part to words in this case for Google Ads. Yeah. By default, the model have this configuration. You can add the configuration that you need for your project. Is very configurable in this part. And the variation, in this case, this is the list of the different ad types. An ad types is a bundle. It's like similar content types. In this case, we can for define another only need a name. In this case, for example, in this case, this. One moment, yeah, and that's it. We are defining a new ad type, and this main this represent this ad type is represented in a block in this case. After we have this, we need to go to at least in this case, and we need to add some ad. In this case, I will add top, and I will, for example, mobile, a variation the 300 by 250, only from 320 to, for example, tablet. In this case, for a very simple example, I will add an image. In this case, this. The content, you can add every content that you need and save. In this case, is an entity. Right now, it's only the content, but we need to configure now the block. We can go to the block. Things better here. In this case, I add this in this place and highlighted. Here's the block, and only you need to configure the visibility. In this case, it's only in home page for the front. And I need to go to the home page. In this case, I defined it previously. Another content that is for desktop. In this case, is around 922 to 2000, 2500 pixels. Yeah, this is why we are seeing this. But if we change the resolution in this case, not appears nothing. We between 766 and 992. I don't have any definition, but it's this for mobile in this case appears the second definition, but in this case appears the different by sizes. Yeah, so I think the model is simple. It's easy to configure, and only need a plan to focus on what blocks you need, what breakpoints you need. As I mentioned previously,
You said if you have more than one ad for the same breakpoint, we switch between them, or?
Take the first. Yeah. All is discard. Only can show one per block and in a breakpoint definition. The
Script?
huh?
We can add a script?
Yeah. This is well. This is important thing. We need to remember that, for example, for Drupal 7, all is content types. For Drupal 8, all is entities. You can add entities and many bundles in this case. And this is the idea for these ads. Basically, an ad is an entity, a content entity, and a bundle or ad type is a bundle. This case is in this case, I will configure this. You can add any fields that you need, and you can modify the form for this, and you can add many view modes for this. And you actually you can, for example, define in your content type, for example, for article, you can define entity reference fields for this entity, and you can define a specific ad for ad in place the content. By default, I am defining a simple field WYSIWYG. It's a base field of the entity. This is why in this case we not appears in files because it's a base fields in this case. That's it. The only you need is now a big plan. The plan is something like that. This is the main idea for this. In this case, my client required me a lot of blogs, a lot of ads for his site, and the result was this, and this gave me the idea for this model. Okay. Sorry. How it works inside? In this case, the first thing is I added a new class that extends config form base. This is mainly for general configuration. With this, I defined the general configuration, the breakpoints, the sizes, and the head script. I add another, in this case, is content entity base, that defines the ad, and implements an add interface in this case for maintain the pattern of the Drupal in this case, and define the content for the ad. I use an add type that extends content config entity bundle base that implements add type interface. This is for define different types, different bundles, and I can with this I can have a variation of the ads, and another use is group the content that I need in a specific position for a blog, for example. Another important thing in this case is I defined a controller base. This is for define like a service that get all ad contents for the site. These are catching in the browser, and along the site is more easy to read more fast or faster in next pages that you can visit. Different ads get all in this case. Another thing is I extend block base. I define my own block for I put this these are types in per each blocks. Define the basically each ad type is ad block. Is the concept in here. Another important thing in this part, I made a library I can consume the previous controller in this case, the previous service. And the last thing that I use, I think is the part that was more fun for me, is add derivatives block. A derivative plugin is a plugin comes in Drupal 8 core plugins. Mainly it's like a for each for the plugins. It's really magic, this part. It's this especially for me, this is the real magic for this model. With this I can turn ad types in ad blocks.